Here we have the current stock market update for Super Micro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here we will be looking at the 30-minute price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 30-minute trading period. I do want to stay focused on the shorter term time frames here. I would actually prefer to move out to the longer term time frames at this point for this stock, but the way that things are currently unfolding here, it's just not possible because what we're seeing here is a trend movement that just refuses to break above these prior highs at 469.46. So currently what we're seeing here is sort of a sideways consolidation pattern that is starting to develop. This isn't completely surprising because what we are seeing here is a share price movement that's trading back inside of the exponential moving average cluster. In many cases, when you see that type of event occur, it can be very difficult for share prices to break out of there. So essentially what you have here is sort of a range top here that would be defined by this blue line, which is the 200 period exponential moving average. And then to the downside, you have this support zone that's sort of created by this rising purple line here, which would be the 100 period exponential moving average. So one is rising, one is declining. You know, it's sort of the immovable object, unstoppable force type of analogy here. Eventually, one of these things is going to have to give way, and we will have to see share price movements break out in one direction or the other. We can't really stay in here much longer because that moving average cluster is starting to constrict and tighten. So, one way or another, we're going to see a break here relatively soon. Currently, however, it is starting to look like the downside is receiving more pressure than the top side. Share prices are currently trading right into that 50 period EMA, and then that 100 period EMA rests right below there. So, there are some questions that will need to be answered for this stock relatively soon, and I do think that we will start to get a breakout here, on a very short, in a very short time frame. If we pull out to the indicator reading here, we can still see that the share prices themselves are being governed by an upward wave in trend price momentum. So this is the relative strength index on the bottom of the price chart. And we can see that even with all this downside movement and sideways movement, the underlying trend here has remained positive ever since the share price itself was initially affected by that Hindenburg short seller report. So I would be going back to this prior price low, which came in at $395.16 toward the end of August. In addition to that, when we did see this further price decline into 382.88, obviously this is a lower low relative to 395. But what we did not see here was a confirmed reading in the indicator itself. So what you'll see here is the indicator reading was actually posting a higher low relative to that 395 low. So share prices lower low, indicator reading higher low. So when you see differences like that, this is what's referred to as a bullish divergence. So it really shouldn't be surprising at this point that we are starting to see share prices move in this upward direction. The only thing that would concern me at the moment, if I'm long this stock, would be the fact that we're having a tremendous amount of trouble breaking through that $470 resistance level. As things currently stand on the indicator reading, you're still in good shape here, as long as the RSI itself, and this is the 30-minute time frame, so it's a bit of a shorter term time frame, but as long as this indicator reading does not move below this trend line, the suggestion here would be that we continue to see this upward trend momentum that has been in place since those initial lows came in at $395. So this is sort of a critical moment from a fundamental perspective. Share prices governing the stock, sentiment governing the stock. There are reasons to be watching this specific time frame here. And this is one of the reasons why I really haven't been able to get out of this time frame. I would prefer to start looking at maybe a 4-hour price chart here. But what we really need to do at this point for this stock is to determine whether or not a bottom is actually in place. And if we start to move out to a daily chart or a weekly chart or something like that, most of this candle information here, most of this detail would be contained in single candles. So you really wouldn't get the same level of information that's being shown in these shorter term time frames, and it can become much more difficult to start to spot reversal signals. So, the way things currently stand here, I really wouldn't remove the bullish bias on this stock unless we were to see a break below this 38.2% Fibonacci retracement zone, which comes in right around $440. In addition to that, as we can see here, the exponential moving average cluster rests relatively close to this area. It is a bit higher, coming in right around 442, 443 at the moment. Those are moving averages, so that will be changing, but not by much. So, roughly right around this 440 area, in my view, is a critical level of support, because if we did start to see a break below there, then I think you're probably most likely moving back to share prices testing roughly this 415, 417 area. This area would mark a prior high, resistance high that was seen during this would be the September 9 trading session. And then in addition to that, you also have the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement zone coming into contact right with that area. So that prior price high came in at 417.60, and the Fib retracement zone comes in right around 415.80. So you're talking about less than $2 in difference there. So, I would consider that 417 area to 415 area as being a critical level to watch as well. So here we do have two levels to watch to the downside. To the top side, I think you're just still really dealing with this $470 level. If we were to break above there, then you can say that we've then broken above this prior historical resistance high, which was formed during the September 13 trading session. And then also you'd be trading back above that 200 period exponential moving average. So then the suggestion here would be that you'd be trading above the entire exponential moving average cluster. From there, if we see a breakout to the top side, you could actually start to see a fairly strong price movement, because at that point, we would have to start to look back at this price gap that was created previously. The longer we go without testing that price gap, the more likely we are to see the buy orders that were parked there start to expire or be closed manually. So, the effect of a price gap tends to be reduced the more time that goes by. If we see a longer stretch of time here, the potential for the share price gap to be filled diminishes. So, ideally, if you are long the stock, you'd like to see this 470, 480 area broken here relatively soon. So here's the current stock market update for Super Microcomputer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.